Hi everyone, my name is Tamit Saleh and welcome to another episode of Tennis Tuesday. This week is going to be another one of those two-part special. So in this first video, I'm going to be looking and previewing the Tokyo Open and the Beijing Open, which has started this week. And in the second part, I'm going to be looking more at the ATP rankings and race. Novak Djokovic has just overtaken Ivan Lendl to be the third player of all time with the most weeks at number one. I think I said that wrong, but you know what I mean. He's got the third most weeks at number one now. Can he catch up to Roger Federer? I'm going to be looking at that in the second video. If you haven't already, then please do subscribe. I don't know if you've been following count or not, but I am now very close to the 1000 subs mark. So I appreciate all the support you guys have given me. So yeah, please do subscribe for tennis content, weekly tennis content. My previous video was about the Laver Cup. Was it a waste of time? And I also did a ups and down video. So please do check those videos out if you haven't already. But yeah, for this week, I want to be looking at the Tokyo Open and the Beijing Open. So without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Here he is again. That's astonishing. It's absolutely
So the Asian swing is well underway now. We have two ATP 500 tournaments this week in Tokyo and Beijing, and they're like the sort of like the pre-tournaments to the big one, which is the Masters 1000 in Shanghai next week. Both tournaments are stacked with a lot of the top players. So I'll start off with the Tokyo Open. It is the first time Novak Djokovic is ever playing in this competition. He's playing it because, of course, in 2020, the Olympics will take place in Tokyo, and he wants to use this experience as a warm-up for the conditions for the big one next year. The Olympics seem to be a big goal of Novak Djokovic to get that singles gold medal. Out of the big three, only Rafa has the gold medal, and it seems like he is putting a lot of importance in that one. So as I've said, it is Novak Djokovic's debut. Both Federer and Nadal, they've both won Tokyo before, but this is the first time Djokovic is playing in it. It is in fact the longest running ATP tour event in Asia. It was established in 1972. So what's that, about 40, almost 50 years of heritage in the tournament. So yeah, it is the longest running one in Asia. Its show court has a capacity of around 10,000. So very big for an ATP 500 especially. And the prize money available is roughly around the $2 million mark. The player with the most Tokyo Open victories is Stefan Edberg with 4. And the defending champion, who's not actually defending it this year, was Daniil Medvedev last year. He beat the home favourite Nishikori in the final. The funny thing is Medvedev was a qualifier in that tournament, not seeded or anything. And it was the biggest tournament win of his career up to that point. Of course, as we know, especially after that US Open, he's gone on for bigger and better things. He's like one of the leading stars or the hopes for the next gen now. But the defending champion is Daniil Medvedev. The field, or the draw rather, it's not as strong as the Beijing Open, it must be said. However, there is still a lot of talent in there. But Novak Djokovic is the only top 10 player in the world that is playing in Tokyo. So yeah, it's kind of weak, let's be honest, especially when you consider the fact that 5 of the top 10 are playing in Beijing. But players included is Borna Coric. He's the second seed for this tournament. And then you've got players like Alex de Minaur off, the back of a great victory. Goffin, Cilic, Shapovalov, Taylor Fritz, who had I believe a great Laver Cup, so let's see if he can maintain that form and carry it on. And the French pair of Benoit Paire and Lucas Pouille. Sorry for any of my pronunciation for any of those names. But yeah, those are the players taking part in the Tokyo Open. Personally, you can't really look much further than Novak Djokovic as the odds-on favourite to win. However, this is his first match back since his retirement from the US Open with the shoulder injury. There was a lot of speculation or rumours about, will he need surgery? Is the rest of his season over? Those rumours seem to have been squashed by the fact that Novak Djokovic is playing in Tokyo. And he's not just playing in the singles, he's also playing in the doubles here. So yeah, Novak Djokovic, odds-on favourite to win the Tokyo Open. So moving on to the Beijing Open. It was established in 2004 and the most titles held by a player there is Novak Djokovic. He's not playing in this year, but he has won the Beijing Open 6 times. Its show court has a capacity of around 15,000, so bigger than Tokyo, and its prize money is $3.5 million. That's of course distributed throughout the draw, but that is considerably higher, almost double than that of Tokyo, and that may be the reason why a lot of players, or the higher ranked players rather, are playing in Beijing rather than Tokyo. As I've said earlier on, 5 of the top 10 players in the world are playing in Beijing, so it is quite a bit of a stacked field to say the least. In 2018, the Beijing Open was won by Basilashvili, and he beat Juan Martín del Potro 6-4, 6-4 in the final. Just looking at the draw and some of the players playing in Beijing, you've got the Laver Cup Team Europe trio of Thiem, Zverev and Tsitsipas. Then you've got Khachanov, Roberto Bautista Agut, Fognini, Monfils, to just paint a picture, and the US Open semi-finalist Berrettini, who's been handed a very tasty first round match against none other than Sir Andy Murray. I cannot wait for that match because I watched Murray last week where he beat Sandgren. That, it was like a revenge for his defeat to him a month ago. And then he had that epic match against Alex de Minaur. So just looking at it, he went to 3 sets. It was very close. I was very impressed with the way Murray was playing. It seems to me that his level of tennis is already around the top 30 mark in the world. So it's good omens and good signs for 2020 especially. So Murray versus Berrettini, that should be a tasty match in Beijing. For me, Beijing is a lot more open than Tokyo. Any one of those players really and truly could win it. I don't know if, how teams, whereas Tsitsipas, how consistent they will perform. So I'll be very interested to see who wins in Beijing. Players like Rafa, Roger, Medvedev, none of these guys are playing in either of these tournaments. So they're going to be back in action probably in Shanghai next week. So it's a massive opportunity for Novak Djokovic to close that gap to Rafa in the race for number 1, as I will explain further in the next video in part 2. So please do switch over to that one after this. And yeah, that sort of wraps up my preview of both these Opens in Asia. Let me know what you think. Who do you think will win either of these? And if you want to check out my video on the ATP rankings, the race, how both of these tournaments, or how Tokyo rather, can affect who ends the year as number 1, please do watch part 2 of this week's Tennis Tuesday. Like always, please do leave a comment below. I love hearing what you guys have to say. I do respond to most, if not all, of your comments. And as I've said earlier, I am almost at 1,000 subs. So if you enjoyed this video, want to watch future videos, please do subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much.
Game, set, and match. Game, set,